Hello, guys and girls. This is Widow Plays What Ifs here, and I'm back again with another series. This is gonna be a prototype, pretty much, of my creepypasta universe. I'm going to mix a few things here and there. The main thing I'm going to do is for this series, the first series that I really want to do for creepypastas, is before I start making the actual like recreating the actual characters of the creepypastas. I want to make a OC first, OC creepypasta. This is mostly gonna be a mixture of Two-Face and Jekyll and Hyde. So yeah, it's gonna take a lot of inspiration from those characters, Jekyll and Hyde and Two-Face, because I really want to get into psychological horror pretty much for my first time. Even though I might not have the correct voice to narrate a creepypasta story, but nonetheless it might not be scary or anything, but I hope you like the story nonetheless. And I want to tell y'all, starting with this series, I'm going to start implementing lyrics to like freaking songs, lyrics to songs to the story. Like if there's a right moment in time in the story, I'm going to implement a song of what the character is feeling. Pretty much, yeah. I really like lyric pranks, and I love music. Like I said a couple of times already. I'm a very musical person, so I want to implement some music in here. And there's gonna be two songs I'm gonna implement into this video and the next. I'm going to implement one into this one, and the next one I'm going to implement another one. And yeah, let's let me think. Is that all I have to say? Is that all I have to say before I start my intro? I think that's all I have to say. I talked about the music. I talked about the psychological aspect. I talked about that this is going. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you the name of this series. This is gonna be What If Deku was Jekyll and Hyde. Though this is gonna be more of a creepier version, a more sinister what if than the actual version. I've never actually watched any of the musicals or movies of Jekyll and Hyde, though I really would like to see. I just started getting into the music and of the musicals. So yeah, and I like the aspect of Jekyll and Hyde. That's like, and I need to say before I start, this is the only picture that I could find of a female Jekyll and Hyde that actually looked good, and I could make a full screen out of this. So yeah, this is the best I could do. Sorry if y'all don't like the picture, but this is the best I can do. And she's not gonna exactly look like this. I honestly don't like the bob haircut. She's gonna have long hair, and she's not gonna have the bob haircut. I don't like the bob haircut. She's gonna have long yeah, she's gonna have long straight hair. Long straight hair, a ponytail. A long straight ponytail, pretty much. And her hair is gonna be black. But her eye color, her original eye color is gonna be blue. And whenever she turns into Hyde, because I don't feel like her name is gonna be Henrietta Henrietta Jester. That's her last name, Henrietta Jester. That's the best I could really come up with right now. And I think that's a cool name. And I have to give a shout out to the original character. So yeah, Henrietta Jester. And she is body completely different from not really completely different, but she's someone different from Henry Jekyll. So yeah, let me think. I talked about the name. I talked about what she looked like. Oh yeah, whenever she turns into Hyde or Hyde, which one do you prefer me to use? I'm gonna keep her name to be Jekyll, but should Hyde's name be Hyde or Hyde? More feminine version. Hyde or Hyde? Which one do you want the other part of her to be called? So yeah. And she's gonna have red eyes whenever she turns into Hyde. For now I'm gonna just put Hyde as a placeholder. Unless y'all really want me to keep the name of Hyde. So yeah. Yeah. She still has black hair whenever she transforms into Hyde. But her eyes change and she turns a little paler. Well, her nails um turn different. They turn into pointed nails. That's the only difference that's going to happen, really. She might be a little stronger as well, but I honestly don't think I'm going to do that. But yeah, let me roll the intro, guys.
I was an infant, kiss the fucking monster, I feel like I'm Ben 10. Niggas bug on me, I don't fuck with your insects. Heard you don't smoke, get scared of that incense. Feeling like I'm taking a turn, you know, past tense. All you pussy niggas, I swear that's your last chance. I hope I'm done, my niggas don't make sense. Been the fucking circus since I was an infant. Okay, like Gucci on me, serve it on my palate. I don't fool with snakes. Stick on me, stick on me. Yeah, so fucking take her favorite hood. 444 and camo, she thought it was okay. Her favorite king, y'all her favorite king. She said it was red. You niggas is trash, reminding me of shit. Part of my neck, remind me of a riptide. I tie her up, she looking cute and yeah. I think that she gon' run my dick.
I am back and let's start the story, guys and girls. This story starts off in England. Around London, pretty much, yeah. London. Or just England. Just England, yeah. She doesn't have to be in the city of London, but she's in England. So her mother is I'm just gonna say her mother. I'm not gonna give her parents a name, but their last name is gonna be Jester, of course, like hers. And she's born in England. Her mother is British, while her father is American. And they're in the hospital right now, and they the mother gives birth to Henrietta Chester. So yeah, her mother and father are. Her father is a very known scientist, while her mother is another scientist. No, I would say actually more of a doctor, a psychological doctor, pretty much, that works on the psyche. Yeah, pretty much. Mom works on psyche, and her father is a scientist. So they're in the hospital right now. Ingo is pushing, and I'm gonna say she gives birth to Henrietta, and she is a beautiful baby girl. She has black hair from what the doctor could tell. She has blue eyes. She looks completely normal. She looks like what any girl would look like. Any baby girl would look like. She doesn't have anything that's off, and she's crying right when she came out of the you know what, and yeah. So the doctor and nurse I'm gonna say the nurse cleans the mother while the doctor cuts the cord and cleans off the baby. After a while, the doctor wraps the baby girl around with the blanket, and he gives the girl to the mother, and the mother is happy. She wanted a child for a while, quite a while actually. She really had very low chances of being pregnant. It took her a long time to get pregnant with a child, but she finally has one. So she's going to treasure this child. And the father as well. He is happy. He's ecstatic that he has a child. He's going to protect this child no matter what. As I'm gonna say, they the mother and the baby stays in the hospital for a few weeks. Of course, that's the procedure. For the mother to heal up and the baby to grow and get healthier and get stronger before he or she can leave the hospital. So they do that procedure and they leave the hospital after a few weeks. And I'm gonna have a time skip. I'm gonna say she's around 4 or 5. And in this world there's no quirks. Nothing. Straight supernatural. Like I said before, this is gonna be a straight supernatural type of thing. Like all the other creepypastas. They're pretty much all supernatural beings. They're all above human capabilities pretty much. So they are all pretty much superhuman in some way, shape or form. So yeah. And yeah, no quirks. So she is around 4 to 5. Her father is always gone at work and doing his job, so he is always gone. The same for her mother, so she has been independent since very young. So, but she wants to be closer to her parents because she doesn't want to be alone anymore. So she decided that she wants to learn what her parents are learning. Both. She wants to learn what her mother learns and her father learns. So she's learning the human mind from her mother. Her mother has a lot of books about stuff like that laying around in the house. Because their house is pretty big. Imagine the bank or money that her parents get. They are pretty up the ranks of scientist and a doctor. And first she learned the human mind. Then she started learning the I'm gonna say yeah, she started learning on actual medicine. After she learned medicine, she started learning what her father learned, because during her parents' time off of work, they teach the little girl what they know. She wanted to know what they do, so they agreed upon teaching her. So they had no problem of teaching their daughter what they do. So while they're teaching her and the time that they are able to spend with her and love on her while they're still at work, she still felt sad because her parents was always gone most of the year, as they're always at work 24/7. Only sometimes they get to come. Sorry guys, my nose itches right now. But yeah. So she started working harder and harder as we're gonna go to her school life. She is bullied because she is seen as an outcast. Even though she's top of her grades, people see her as a nerd. Those stereotypical names that they will call her, as they pick on her, bullies pick on her, and yada yada yada. Over the years, it started getting worse and worse though. So she started to try and do experiments on her schoolmates, trying to help them psychological, as she thinks people in the school are evil. Like, why? Like, why are they so mean? What is it that makes men and women turn to evil and do bad things like they're doing to me right now? As she started to research the human mind even more, as she's doing so many things during these years of her being bullied and yada yada yada. As during the years, I'm going to say right now she's around 10, and she has been starting to get neglected by her parents because her parents are always at work and they are stressed out. They are starting to get stressed out. So whenever they come home, they're starting to take their aggression out on Henrietta. Yeah, they're starting to get abusive. As first, her father started drinking, while her mother started doing drugs. No, I'm not going to say her mother does drugs. I'm going to say the first thing that she noticed was her mother always smoking, then her father drinking, then it was the how would I say, the verbal abuse. That's how the abuse started. They started talking verbally to her, saying that she was a mistake, and the parents talking to themselves, saying without her being in that room, them saying just talking to each other, and her actually hearing from the other room, saying that they shouldn't have had her. She's just one less thing for them to take care of, as they're just going overboard right now. Then, a year after the verbal abuse that they started abusing her, like physically, not just mentally now. So she's getting bullied and taken advantage of in her own home and at school. So I'm gonna skip quite a few years now. I said she was 10. Now she is around 15 to 16. Yeah. She is just getting into she's about to leave middle school. As there's quite a few days left for I'm going to say there's going to be a few weeks left, actually, a few weeks left from middle school. And she is on her last year of middle school, too. So, yeah. As This is another round of her getting beaten every day, as her main bully is someone that she knew during her childhood, that has always been in her classes, and someone that lives in her neighborhood, and she has a gang behind her that always freaking she had her little gang, of course, as they backed her up whatever she did, because she was a rich girl in the neighborhood, as they pretty much leached off of her. In Henrietta's opinion, they're just leeches. She doesn't like the girl, but the people behind her just are just leeches. They're just not even worth mentioning, to be honest, in her opinion. The only one she really tries to get into a fight with is not Henrietta, the main girl, and I'm gonna call this girl Jess. Yeah, Jess. Her name is Jess. So Jess is the main bully throughout her years, and yeah. And at first, whenever they were kids, they used to be playmates, but something changed in Jess, and she started abusing and bullying Henrietta for the things that she does. She's just a normal girl. She has good looks and all of that, but it's her personality that really tagged Jess off for some reason. So she started bullying her. As I'm gonna say, during the first year of middle school, Henrietta snapped. She started fighting back. As during those years before the first year of middle school, she didn't fight back whatsoever. She was passive, too passive. As one day they took things a little too far. Yeah, they took things a little too far, and they I'm gonna say they threw her against a window, and the window cracked, and some glass shards went into the back of her head, and back area. As she snapped, as she started fighting them, even though she lost. Every time that the bullies would come back for her, she would actually fight back. She'd rather fight back than stay doing nothing and getting beaten, as she thinks. As not only has she started fighting them, she started to use her notes, her psychological notes that she has been taking throughout the years, her knowledge on the mind, pretty much. She has tried multiple ways to change the bullies and other people, but nothing is working. Nothing is working. Everything that she says to them, whether they're fighting or anything she does, nothing changes. As this has started to drive her over the edge, as she is wondering why isn't anything happening. This is very good knowledge. Like, my notes are good, and everything is right, but it's not helping one bit. As I'm going to say, we're in the current time right now. As she gets off of school, and she had another round of being bullied, pretty much, and having another beating, as Jess likes to call it. needs to put Henrietta in her place. As after Henrietta Jess is done with her beating, she walks off. As I'm gonna say the goons, the three goons of Jess take Henrietta's color as they take her out of the school, as they bring her into an alleyway, as they start beating on her, and they say, "You're just useless, yada yada yada. You should just die." As she just after they stop beating on her, she says, "Huh, y'all are stupid. Y'all say I'm useless, but y'all are just probably jealous. I don't fucking know why y'all would be. Probably because y'all are dumb, because I am the highest student in the class," she says, after a few breaths, and her stopping a few seconds, every few seconds of her saying that sentence. She is really hurting right now. She thinks she has a broken rib, a fractured wrist. Her knuckles are pretty bloody from the fighting of the girls. As the bullies pretty much say, what did you say?" As they start beating her again, as they after they are done, they actually leave this time. She doesn't say anything as she tries to get up, as she's very wobbly. She's drunkenly walking right now. As she makes her way, I'm gonna say 5 minutes. No, not 5 minutes, 10 minutes to her house. 10-minute walk to her house. As she's in a lot of pain. As her parents, once again, are not at home. As she is glad about that, as she hates her parents. She used to love her parents, but since the abuse and the verbal assault that she's been getting from her parents, she is starting to hate them, starting to dislike them very much, as she wants to move out ASAP once she has enough money or even chance to get a job. She's going to take it and move out. But she goes to the basement of her house as she starts her research, as she hasn't found the right things that's needed for what she's gonna do. As she is asking, let me see now. I need to know the nature of the demons that possess man's soul. I need to know why man's content to let them make blah blah blah. Fuck, I messed up. God damn it. My bad about that. Let me restart this, guys and girls. I'm sorry about that. I need to make this better. I need to know the nature of the demons that possess man's soul. I need to know why they are content to let them make them less than whole. Why do they revel in murder and madness? What is it that makes them less than they should? As she says this, she is looking through her notes, as she doesn't know why she is just thinking back on all the things that the bully of her lifetime of bullies freaking beating on her, and her parents telling her that she is a mistake, and them abusing her. As she is even more determined, she has a more determined look to get this right, what she's doing right now. As she moves, as she's putting a few chemicals inside a syringe, as she's making a mix, as she's doing this whole thing, well, she's looking at notes, as the her sight right now, as she started getting lightheaded as she's holding the edge of the table as she was about to fall, as she's still very hurt. She's doing this while she's very hurt, as she is thinking. Why are they doomed to not reach their potential? Their soul is black when they turn their back upon good. I need to find a way to get inside the tortured mind of men. I need to try to separate the good and evil if I can. As her sight is starting to shift, as every word that she's saying starts to get louder. As one thing is certain, the evil is stronger. The good fights a hopeless and desperate fight. I must find ways of adjusting the balance to bring them back from the empty black edge of night. I need to go where no woman has ventured before, to search for the key to the door that will end all this tragic and senseless decay. As she is talking mad. She started getting mad right now. Not really mad, but she's starting to get psychologically mad. As she's starting to laugh a little bit. But how to go? I need to know. I need to learn the secrets of the mind that we cannot discern. I need to learn the thing that makes men past the point of no return. Why does a wise man take leave of his senses? Where is that fine line where sanity melts? Where does intelligence give way to madness? A moment comes when men become something else. I need to know why man plays this strange double game. His hand always close to the flame is a deal with the devil he cannot disclaim. But what is his aim? I need to know. Dear God, guide me. Show me how to succeed. With your wisdom inside me, I, Henrietta, Jester, will follow wherever you lead. I will see the truth. No other people cannot see. To be things others cannot be. Give me courage to where no angel will go, and I will go. I need to know. As right now, she has finally got it ready, the syringe that she has been making for a couple of years since she got into middle school. She has been trying to make this, and she has started to get obsessed with good and evil, trying to fix people and separate the good and evil in them, as that's what she has been doing. As once she sees the syringe, she starts to chuckle a little bit as she says, I did it. I finally did it. It took so long for me to make this. I finally made a breakthrough. As her, she is very, very dizzy right now. As she is kind of mad right now from the pain that she's feeling, and her determination that she has by making what she's making right now. And she has been making this for a couple years. As she wraps her arm with something, as she brings the needle to her arm as she says, all my other my methods would not work. So I'm gonna be the test subject. As she writes something on the book that she writes down on everything. She writes all of her medical and psychological info on this book in her subjects and all that. As I'm gonna say after writing what she needed down in the book, she says, let the test begin. As she brings the needle up to her arm and pokes herself, injecting herself with the red liquid inside the needle. As she brings the needle out, as she puts it on the table, as she unwraps her arm, as she writes down, as she waits a little bit, she writes down no considerable she writes down the time, and then she says at that time there's no notable changes in me. Nothing that I can really write about except for the light headache. As she started to have something a headache that just came down, rushing at her head, and started to hurt real bad. As she's kind of screaming in pain, as she said, "Ugh!" As she's holding her head with her hand, as she's leaning on the table, as she wrote down the time, and she says, I started to get a big headache, a massive headache. This is probably a migraine. I don't know. As she starts to laugh a little bit. As she looks at the time, as her sight begins to shift, how would I say? Shadows around her start to shift her sight, and all that, and she started to laugh psychotically. What is this? She's just laughing psychotically right now, as she's starting to hurt right all over. As she's starting to hurt all over her body, as she's screaming right now, as she's on the floor. She goes on the floor, as she is just banging her hand on that floor because of how bad she's hurting right now. As she's still laughing, even though she's in so much pain. As her laughing starts to fade, as she as she slowly gets up from the ground, as she looks around, as she looks at herself, as she kind of laughs a little bit, she says in a sadistic type of voice, "This is quite interesting turn of events. Wow." She kind of chuckled a little bit as she slowly walks up to the desk. My bad. As she looked at the booklet that Henrietta was writing in. As she looked at the time and she says, "Time. Whatever time it is, something quite interesting has taken place." As she says, "I have came into existence. Though I am not you, I am someone else." And this is what happened. As she stops writing down, as she looks over the end of the room, as she looks at a coat and a hat, as she thinks, quite interesting. As she walks to the overcoat, as she puts it on, and she puts on the top hat. As I'm gonna say that this is in the 1800s, yeah, 1800s, the later 1800s. As yep. As what should I say? Oh yes. As after she puts the hat on, she walks out the house. As she looks around, and she sees the night sky. As she has a big, evil smile plastered on her face, as she says, "I'm finally free. I am free." As she is just looking around, as she just walking around, just looking at everything, as she is just in awe at everything, as she can go. I'm sorry, guys and girls. This is 1 a.m. right now, and yeah, I'm tired. But I need to put this out for y'all because, yeah. And, oh yeah. She, is very happy. She, thinks, though, what to do. As she sees, someone just leaning, walking into an alleyway. As she gets curious, as she gets closer, and she looks into the alleyway where the person walked in to. As she just sees the person just laying there, like standing there over a dead body. As once the new form, I'm gonna say, she calls herself Hyde. Yeah, she calls herself Hyde at the moment. This is a placeholder name, in case if you want Henrietta or Hyde, whichever one. Yeah, she's just going to call herself Hyde. Yeah, just going to call herself Hyde. As she thinks to herself, this as she sees the dead body and she's in awe right now at the dead body. As she looks at the person standing over the dead body of this man, as she sees the knife in his hand, as she thinks, if he sees me, I'll be dead, but I want to see what that feels like. That looks fun. As she is sneaking behind the person that is just standing over the dead body. As she took this person by surprise, as she put her arm wrapped around the guy's neck, as she stole the guy's knife right out of his hands, as she stabbed him right into the heart, as she keeps stabbing him on repeat and repeat and repeat. But every stab that she stabs this man into, she has a big white smile and white eyes as blood is splattering on her face and her gloves that she's wearing in her clothes as blood is splattering, as her face is just plastered with a smile on, as she is just in awe of what she just did. But she's still doing it right now. Even though he's dead, she's still stabbing him. As she calms down right now, as she stops, as she pulls the knife out one last time, as she just throws him down on the ground. As she is surprised by what she just did. But she liked it very much. She kind of giggled a little bit as she thinks, how will Henrietta react to this? She wonders of her killing someone, as she doesn't know how she would feel whenever she gets back in control. But she assumes Henrietta will get back in control during the daytime. Well, daytime she controls at night. As she has a big smile on her face. As she walks down the alleyways. As she couldn't find anyone else. As she has the weapon, the combat knife, and I'm going to say that's what the murderer had that she stole, a combat knife. So it's a really good weapon. But she thinks, well, it is nice to have a combat knife, but I think a kitchen knife would be pretty good as well, as long as it's sturdy, it won't break. I think someone with a kitchen knife, just an ordinary kitchen knife, will find them killing them with that much more scary than the actual combat knife. As she thinks that would be fun. As she throws the knife away, as she just throws it away, yeah. As she walks into the her house right now. She is done searching for people for the first night to kill. She could only kill one person, and that was the guy that she murdered. And yeah. And let's get to the morning. Henrietta wakes up from her bed. She is confused of what happened, but she started to get a little bit of a headache. But flashes started flooding her mind. She started remembering what happened. As she is shocked of what just happened last night. She doesn't know what to say, as she is in complete shock and awe. Her 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 project succeeded. It succeeded in doing what she wanted, but the evil killed someone in her body, as she is terrified right now, as she doesn't know what to do, as she goes running downstairs in her nightgown, as she runs down and she looks at the notes, the note that her other half, or the thing that she created, wrote for her, as it wrote, saying first, it wrote what happened, saying that she was created, and then she read the other times, the time span that she wrote down, as at the end, the project pretty much called herself, "Calm me. You will know what happened by tomorrow, but it's just gonna be flashes. You're only gonna have fragments of the memory, but I want you to call me Hyde. That is my name. That is my name, and we are one and the same. One side is not whole without the other." As Henrietta can only imagine what her other self was doing while she was writing that. She imagined her self, or her other half at least, smirk, an evil smirk, while writing that down, as she is terrified of what just transpired. And that is gonna be part 0 of What If Deku was Jekyll and Hyde. I hope you liked part 0. Though it's not really gonna be at least part 0, I don't think it's that good at the moment, but tell me your opinion if you like this or not. So yeah. Oh yeah, before I stop this episode, I want to tell you a few things. After I complete my cycle, my schedule of what I'm going to do, I'm going to create more FNAF Dekus and Five Nights at Freddy scenarios, pretty much different time spans and yada yada yada. I'm gonna make way more FNAF videos for Deku or Deku, as yeah, there's gonna be different scenarios, and everything's gonna be different in every single story. Every story will be different, even though some things will be the same in most of my stories, but every single story is gonna have something different to tell. I'm not just gonna make What If Deku was baby. I'm gonna continue making FNAF videos, as I saw if y'all haven't, y'all should see it. There's a new trailer for the FNAF game that's gonna come out this year. I forgot what it's called. Let me check and see what it's called. Okay, it seems like my phone doesn't want to agree with me to have YouTube work with me right now, but yeah, that FNAF game, that's trailer coming out this year, as it came out and it looks great. That game looks fucking amazing. I can't wait to play the next FNAF game. As I have to admit, I've never played an FNAF game before. As I am surprised myself that I haven't played one of those games before. As I've never really got into horror games that much, but Five Nights at Freddy's I'll do. I might actually buy the a few of the other games, though I won't be able to get a VR headset to get the other games that's in the VR set. If y'all have a VR, can y'all tell me what it's like? Would a VR be good purchasing or not? Cause yeah, after I guess I'm done talking now about the FNAF, but yeah, I am gonna continue making my regular Dekus, my FNAF. I think I'm gonna keep my FNAF in the same universe as my other what ifs. Actually, nah, yeah, I'm gonna keep it in the same universe as my first universe. I was thinking of separating my two universes already. If you know what I mean, the FNAF and my regular ones, but I'm not gonna do that. But 100% the creepypasta what ifs is gonna be separate. So yeah. And I have some great what if ideas that I'm gonna create after I'm done with my schedule. And I hope you like, subscribe, and comment in the comment section. Peace out, my monster family.